On this episode of Junkyard Digs, I pick up where the cameras were put down and explain to you the death of the 302, followed by the revival of the truck, which has to be done in 16 days for Powertour, with this. Let's begin. Again, for like the third time. Alright, so first off, where did I go wrong and what happened to this engine while the cameras were put away so I could actually get some work done? This engine was the original block for the truck. I bought the truck with 113,000 miles and figured, hey, it runs excellent as it is, what could possibly be wrong with it? There was no rod knock, no piston slap, no minimal blow-by, there's nothing wrong with the truck. So in the process of building it, we cleaned the bottom end up a little, but never really pulled any bearing caps or anything to check. That's where I went wrong. What we should have done was pulled those caps and made sure that after 100,000 miles, which is a minimal amount, that it would have been okay. The other thing that I did wrong was I looked at the cylinders and I said, hey, there's like no crosshatch showing. It's fine, it'll be fine, just gonna send it. It'll be okay, right? Like, we're just putting some slightly higher compression heads on. We'll be okay. It's only gonna last 2,500 miles. That's the theme I kind of built this engine around. It only has to last 2,500 miles. Unfortunately, it only lasts 60 miles. The higher compression heads were so much higher compression and the blow-by was so bad that any extra fuel the engine got was forced past the piston ring straight into the oil, thinning it out to the point where I would lose oil pressure on even 20 weight 50 oil. It was ridiculous. We'd pull up to a stop sign, pressure dropped to like 5 or 6 psi, even with the heaviest oil I could buy. That's not correct. Something's wrong with this engine. So we pull it, and this is what we found. I'm going to put the picture right about here, and then maybe another picture, and then another. All of the bearings were like this, every one. And here's a piston. Yeah, pretty bad, huh? So with that being said, this motor was hashed. There was no saving it in the amount of time I had left. So we went with plan B and acquired this. What you see before you is a 1989 Ford 5.0 HO motor out of a Mustang GT. This motor supposedly has 30,000 miles on it because the car was in a fire. It's been sitting in a guy's shop for God knows how long. I picked it up for 500 bucks. A little more than I wanted to pay, but worth the money if it's only got 30,000 miles and it's going to get us through Powertour. We've got 16 days to get this engine ready, so let's begin stripping it down, cleaning up, and building it to what that used to be. And go. I was finally on the last step for assembling the short block. I put together the pistons with new rings and bearings just in time to realize that I had ordered the wrong sized bearings. By the time I had acquired the correct bearings, there were only 4 days left until Powertour. With the bearings sorted out, I moved on to install the pistons just in time for me to shatter some of the brand new piston rings with my shitty install tool. Seeking revenge, I smashed it with a sledgehammer and then proceeded to light that bitch on fire. Moral of the story, buy the right tools the first time. Having completely ran out of time, I dug out the Wildcat and prepped it in 4 days for a trip across the country. All this is in the separate Powertour video, which I will leave a link in the description. All I'm going to tell you right now is that car was a beast. As soon as I returned home, we picked up where we left off, assembled the engine, got it in the truck, and made some noise. Crank for a while before it starts. Something's not right. Play the timer again. Let's see what happens. That loud, ferocious noise was 500 RPM. Oh, we've got cold oil, 10W40, 65 to 8 pounds of pressure at 1500 RPM, and it was running a little fat. But there, she fucking runs, dude. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, we found our problem. We need to adjust our timing, dial in our carburetor. We need to get a different secondary spring because it runs fat and wide open. Finished up a couple hard wires here, and this truck is finally ready to roll. Alright, so there you have it. In one work day, we installed this engine in the truck completely and got it to run. There when it was running, it was around 1500 RPM, it was running a little fat. We've got plenty of oil pressure compared to the like 15 and then 2 pounds that the old motor had. At 1500 RPM we have over 65 pounds of oil pressure, so that's awesome. Now, it was running a little fat. We're going to change out the secondary springs, adjust our carb, dial it in. We got a couple other small things to wrap up, put door seals in it, and this truck will finally be done for this summer. I'm going to head overseas for a year. It's going to sit. It's going to suck. I know. There'll be content for you guys to see while I'm gone. Hopefully I'll have enough built up to kind of keep it flowing. As you heard in that clip, it revs out great, and that was only like a 600 to 800 RPM change. Like, it was like, wow, wow! It's just ridiculous. This thing is going to rip. It's going to destroy that poor little C4 behind it. It doesn't stand a chance.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to die. Which is okay, because I want to put a T5 in this. I want to put a T5 in it and lower it when I get back. So, and then get some real gears in the back. So this is going to be fun. These 275s suck ass. They need to go. So, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Drop a like, drop a comment. Follow me on Instagram, Junkyard_Digs. Just appreciate him for what he is. I want to thank Jesse for his help. He was a huge help today.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time on Junkyard Digs.
Corn oil.